investigated too far, I guess, or too badly, depending on how you want to look at it.
We investigated really well, and then our plan just didn't work. And then we tried to chase the very obvious side quest that I guess wasn't a side quest. Um, so we had dinner. We're introduced to his daughter and grandson. Was swiftly shooed away because he's sick. Um, Talk back and forth and try to negotiate stuff. He wants the blessing of the Fae of the Sea from the king. Because he has trade routes that go across the sea. We have a sea Fae. And Laya tries to interfere. Bring up the grandson. Shows us a letter about some doctor. Try to talk him down from doing stuff to Manhill because that would obviously look bad. We're trying to get ahead of Laya's plans, but he doesn't really care. So we chase the kid. Find out he has parasites. We extract the parasite. It likes fire. And then we are unable to use fire to fix him. So we interview the mom. Find out that he got sick from the local bathhouse, and so we find the bathhouse. And that's basically it.
Sounds about right. I guess we can just get started then.
Hashtag soon.
Um, yeah. So, what do you guys do?
That is a good question. Where, where did we left off again?
At the bathhouse.
We are at the
Yes,
bathhouse.
I
The
remember that. Like, what were we? Do we
sickness.
have plans?
I think we're trying to find out like the source of the water that like fed into the bathhouse.
Yeah, okay, yeah, the parasite water.
Yeah, we
Okay.
talked to some people and we found out there's a dragon's nest nearby. So I think outside of talking to employees and seeing where they source their water from, we could investigate the dragon's nest and see if there's all this is making me think of is FDA recalls about salmonella poisoning and how rainwater on farms poisons crops because all of the manure gets rained into where the plants are growing, and that's why people get sick.
You're not far off.
So
Real world experience.
yes, exactly.
Solving this mystery.
Yes. So I think we need to go investigate this dragon nest.
Okay. So you so you guys are just gonna so this is after dinner. You guys are just gonna have a late night. Is that the plan?
I think so because Laya's we know that Laya's plan is that she's heading out in the morning, right? To go do her magic debauchery.
I don't think you have a time frame, but she'll probably move quickly. Unless I gave you a time frame that I'm not recalling.
I feel like we did, but I don't remember entirely.
Does anyone else remember this?
Or maybe I was just thinking of when she was teleporting here to have dinner.
I think that's the only time frame I gave you.
Okay, which is why we planned to come here when we did, so that we would have dinner at the same time. Okay. Well, I mean, do we need to?
Oh, this is like we wanna get our thing done before she gets her thing done, right?
Right.
So I guess if it's like a contest of speed, then
And we technically already have the lead. Like we know that this is a parasite and it deals with dragons, and we've connected the dots. We found the bathhouse and we know that there's a nest nearby.
so it's a question of like if we wanna push our lead or
I think it's safe to. We're not really hurting for like a long rest or anything, right?
yeah. I don't think we're really in like a particular danger to other things at the moment.
Because even if we run into some creature that's like taken up at the nest, we should be in good fighting spirit.
Yeah.
So I don't mind pushing into the night.
Let's go check out that nest.
Yeah, so you guys ask around a little bit more, and you hear from a couple people that there is an old dragon's lair up in the hills, and you head out in the direction you've been given, and you climb up into the hills. It's pretty quiet up here. And yeah, so you guys are what exactly are you looking for?
Well, we have the parasite sample, and we know that this comes from dragon proximity stuff. So I guess we're just looking for proof of concept to see like, okay, this is where it's coming from. If we can deal with all the parasites here, then in theory, that should clear. Or well, if we deal with everything here and then tell the people at the bathhouse, and then they sanitize their waters, then that should prevent any new cases from starting.
Should we look for like a source of water or something?
Yeah, or see if we find like just a pile of these parasites somewhere.
I guess. Or
Wait, so
at least
how
hives,
big are these
but-
parasites? Are they like
They're not like. How big are these parasites? I mean, sure. I can
giant tapeworm?
yeah, basically. I
Oh,
mean,
ew.
I mean, if you're feeling like looking, just Google guinea worm. I wouldn't, but they're pretty. They're like thin, very long. It's kind of nasty. Yeah. So you guys head up into the hills and you start looking around. You do see some like torn down like huts and sheds. Looks like someone was living up here probably recently. A group of people perhaps. But make an investigation check.
Ooh, who's making
Oh
it?
boy. Where's our
Rekka?
where's our Rekka?
I can investigate. What is my bonus? I think I'm proficient in investigation. Okay.
I have a +0.
Okay, I'll do it.
We help you do it.
Yes.
What number is this? Oh, well, that's still not terrible, I guess. 17?
Okay. Yeah, so you guys continue poking around and eventually you come across what appears to be a lake bed. The lake is almost entirely empty. There's some puddles down there, but it's completely empty for the most part.
That sucks.
There's a lot of mining equipment down there, and several large pipes coming out of the lake.
Pipes?
I guess if this is where it came from, but then the lake is basically empty, then if they just already taken all the water. Do you see any signs of the parasites, or like what would these be? And like eggs, maybe? I don't know. What is?
Yeah, I suppose these would be more like eggs. You could take a water sample and make a medicine check, I suppose.
Okay, I will not be doing that one.
Sure, are good at medicine.
I am
I have +4.
proficient, but I also have a +4.
Okay, so I guess we can both just.
Yeah, we'll just stare at the vial.
Wow.
Sure.
Wow. You should have just one should have helped the other.
Yeah, infectious disease. The parasitic kind. Not really your specialty.
Hmm.
Um,
Does this look like this is the only source of water around?
no, this is the only one you see. Yeah. Do you investigate anything else? Do you check out the pipes or anything?
I mean, sure. I guess I can get down and have a look at the pipes.
Yeah. So you go check out the pipes, and it doesn't appear like these were here long term. Looks like they've been pretty recently installed, quite hastily at that. Um, and on closer inspection, you do find a like a pumping mechanism nearby. Seems they might have drained the lake for some reason or another.
Hmm. Some reason or another. Okay, can we tell where the pipes are going?
You can follow the pipes.
I guess we're gonna do that, unless anyone has any objections.
Are the pipes large enough for us to...
No, you are not going through the pipes.
Okay. So these aren't like sewer pipes. These are...
But they're all like above ground? Or like
Well, I'm not a plumber, okay?
how are we gonna follow them if we can't know?
Yeah, they're above ground.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
I didn't think about the plumbing of all this, okay? They left the plumbing for me to decide.
You know
I'm not
what?
a
We
plumber.
can say that this it was a recent installation, and we can still tell what.
These are very important details.
Yes.
Are
Do we
there...
want to check out the like empty huts and stuff around here? If there's anything in there, maybe.
Yeah, is there like any like insignia or something on the mining equipment to know like whose this may have belonged to?
Like maybe the workers were like living here while they done it.
Yeah, you guys can split up and explore both. I would say for the mining equipment, that's pretty much just pretty out there in the open, very easy to check out, so you don't need to roll anything. There's nothing too descript. There's no company logos or anything like that. Like it's nothing really special about it.
Ooh.
But if you check out the huts, make an investigation check. Whoever's checking out the huts.
Sure. Okay, this one's better. Well, 18 by 1.
Okay, so
No.
I need to verify something real quick. Okay. Yeah, so looking through the huts, Nastia. They're in pretty horrible state. Looks like they were abandoned quite quickly. Rummaging around, you do find a few pieces of paper here and there with writing on them. Though I'm fairly confident in saying you don't recognize the script. I could double check your languages, but I'm fairly certain you don't have this one.
No, I dropped that invocation when we leveled up, unfortunately.
Is it written in Draconic or
It is
Orc
not. It is not.
or Dwarvish or Elvish or Ancient?
None of the above.
Okay.
Well, why not?
Because I said so.
Is it in Druidic or Primordial?
+1.
No, I'm fairly certain this is a language 95% of players wouldn't take.
Why do I never have any language proficiencies that are
I don't
useful?
know. I mean,
Giant is very useful.
I did not take giant this time. It wasn't an option for me. I'm so sad. I broke my streak.
Ooh.
Does anyone? I doubt anyone has comprehend languages.
No.
Pretty sure that's a wizard thing.
I think like warlocks can have it maybe, but I doubt Rican took it.
Yeah, I did not take any of that. I had like Eyes of the Runekeeper for 1 level, and then I was like, no. When am I gonna use this? Never. Well,
Bard, sorcerer, warlock, wizard. Not me.
yeah.
Does Rican have it by any chance?
I will check.
It would be funny. How many levels in Warlock does you can even have?
Not many. I do not see any language spells on this character sheet.
Well, we'll never know.
Well, okay.
Well,
Have we at least like do we recognize what language it is from like looking at it? Or is it something like we've just like never even seen before? Because like
Are there
language,
are
like,
there
if you, like,
context clues?
you can like see characters and like know what language it is, but not know how to read it or something like.
No, this is fantasy Spanish.
Like I know this is Japanese. I just don't know what it says.
make a general intelligence check.
Oh boy. Everyone.
15.
Ooh, 10.
Hmm. Yeah, it's not a language you've encountered, as far as you can tell. does look like it was written by very tiny hands.
Tiny.
Okay, wait, I just noticed we have a hostage letter in our notes. What is that?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, that's a letter from the doctor.
yeah.
Okay. Because it says something about goblins in the letter.
Yeah, I get the feeling that it might be the goblins that were chased away.
David said tiny hands.
Is the mining equipment look for small people?
No, that is medium-sized creature mining equipment.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, goblins recently relocated from the caldera of Lago Fuego.
Lego Lago.
If only Rux wasn't in
Insectile
every
traffic.
If only.
One of us just has to die, and then Rux will come and collect your soul.
Yes.
And while he's here, we can ask him for help.
Hey, could you translate this random scrap of paper?
I know you're here to like collect one of us, but can you read
Well,
this?
then Rux looks at it, recognizes all the letters, but then is like, "What language is this? Why is it in Spanish?"
Why can't I read this?
I didn't learn Spanish, Goblin.
What kind of dialect is this?
Spanish.
Well, that is an educated guess that you are free to make.
So I guess our only option left is to follow the pipes. We looked at the
Alright.
huts. We looked
Like
at
what?
the.
It's like what are we trying to? Are we trying to like get rid of this entirely? Like get rid of the
We don't
worms
know
entirely?
what
or,
we
like-
can do, but the more we can do, the better chance we'll have of convincing what's his face to like us. So
that would probably be like cure his grandson / cure or get rid of this
yeah. And
parasite.
we weren't able to do anything with the grandson, so our next best thing is to try and save the rest of the town.
Well, then, yeah, I guess we have to see where the pipes lead from. We just have to follow that then. Because if this was the source, then we have to see where all this water is being taken.
Yeah. Maybe they were just infusing or transferring the water to their parasite facility.
Uh-huh. Well, you guys start following the pipes,
Yes.
and they are heading downhill. And it's not that hard to follow a pipe.
Nope.
No, it's not. So you
If they're
follow it.
above ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We follow the above ground pipes.
So good news. You do find the end of the pipes.
Bad news.
Bad news. It appears to be feeding. It seems these pipes emptied out into the aqueducts that feed into the city.
Hmm.
Okay.
Um, You'd probably have to ask around town about the specifics of the plumbing um, of these aqueducts. Um, you guys, much like the DM, not plumbers.
What do you mean?
Very true.
We're pub plumbers. I have that in my skill set. Didn't you know?
Do we have to go to like a government building and be like,
I don't know. You tell me. Get creative. This whole thing's left pretty open ended.
hmm?
What would plumbing knowledge even be under?
Plumbing is under like village public works, right?
Maintenance? Yeah. Public.
Let me read this really quick. Do you think that this is something that that plumbing knowledge would be something that someone would tell a random person if asked? If I used my patron skill.
Yes, patron skills.
Could you show me your patron skill again? Which I don't think you've even.
It's very long.
Fuck.
Oh
I
my
used it
God.
like once.
Yeah. Can you give me the TLDR? I don't want to.
Basically, it's like you could ask something of the city that like either an average person would know or that someone would tell someone else when asked. And you can make the difficulty level is like based on how like the DM how like hard you would think it is. So it'd usually be like it says it's usually a charisma based check, usually persuasion, but sometimes deception, intimidation, or performance. It says the higher result, the more useful the response is. And you have advantage on checks that for cities you are personally bound to, which I don't believe I'm bound to this.
Could you ask maybe like, is there an area of town where a lot of people are getting sick or something?
I feel like that's something that someone would tell someone when asked. Because like the only like thing that like restriction is it's like it says it's like if it's something secret that only a few people would know and wouldn't tell you if like asked.
How many times can you do this?
Let's see.
As many.
I believe it's just as many times because it's just my patron first level skill. Let me read it really quick.
Patron saint of gossip.
Yeah, so it doesn't say that there's limited, so I think I could just do this however many times.
All right. Well,
it's just basically just talking to him, like channeling my patron magic. Yeah, but urbanist patron is basically patron of gossip.
all right. Go ahead. Channel the will of the people.
Yeah, so I think Rukin had done this once before in which she just like stood there and was just like, wait, let me ask, and everyone was like, what are you doing? So I think she's just gonna do this again. She's like, wait guys, let me ask. So she just stands there and what kind of check or like it says that the DM can set the DC, so would you want me to do like a persuasion or what?
Yeah, let's go with a persuasion check.
Okay. 15.
All right. What's your question?
So I guess the question would be just if there's a location where more people have been getting sick.
And the city speaks back to you. You just get kind of a general awareness of this. The poorer neighborhoods on the outskirts of the city is where something's been going through those neighborhoods. A lot of people are getting sick.
All right. So Rukin like stands there for a minute with her just eyes closed. Everyone's just staring at her. She's like, okay. It seems like a lot of people are getting sick on the outskirts where the poor people are.
Anything else?
Anything else you guys want to know? I can ask. Rukin does not say who she's asking.
There's someone.
You just have a secret friend.
Do we want to ask about like the inner workings of the aqueduct, or like if we can infer anything about these mysterious pipelines connecting to said aqueducts?
Also, wait, is the bathhouse in the poorer area of town, or is it?
It's a big city. There are probably multiple bathhouses, but the one you went to was in a nicer part of town.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess we could try asking about like the inner workings of the aqueduct, but also it's like, how
Yeah.
much does a person like? Would you be able to ask someone, be like, please tell me about the inner workings of them?
Who's in charge of the aqueducts in the city?
Who? What?
Like, who's in charge of the aqueducts?
I mean, you don't have to necessarily ask about like, the finer details of plumbing. Generalize it, and like in terms of what like the average person would care about their water sources, right? Like what's this water
Yeah.
going to or whatever.
Like, I guess things people might know, be like, where is the water going to, or where is it coming from, or whatever.
Is there a robust filtration system? Do you trust the drinking water?
If there is a filtration system, where is it? I guess should we ask
Like-
something like that?
If this
So
if
many more
this
questions for us to be asking.
if this happened to that kid at like a bathhouse,
Yeah.
is he like drinking the bathwater or something? Like,
I feel like if you're bathing in polluted water,
kind of like happened to end up.
it still goes through your skin, right? Like your pores.
Yeah.
Didn't that happen in like the Olympics where like the swimmers got sick because E. coli?
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
they're swimming in the E. coli
Oh
waters.
yeah.
The Sen.
Yeah, so I feel like it's probably something similar where like, oh, there's like worm water and they're bathing in the worm water.
I mean, you guys, I think, did succeed on your basic like medicine checks for identifying this disease. It is passed along by drinking contaminated water.
Oh, so this kid was drinking the bath
So
water.
he was drinking
I
bath.
don't know, man. Kids are stupid.
That's true.
How old is this kid? Like 8?
Yeah. Probably old enough not to know not to drink public bath water, but
I feel like
also
the
maybe-
person's parent needs to
you
be
know,
being like,
kind
why are
of
you
like-
drinking public bath water?
But
Yeah.
go ahead and ask the city whatever it is you want to ask the second question. If you're asking a second question.
Okay. So do you guys want to ask or like where the water is going through or what?
Also, it says here we can only ask 2 questions.
Oh, is
We
it?
should
Where does it
choose.
say
Yeah,
that?
the same city will only respond to only 2 of your questions.
Oh, 2 in a
your
day.
questions the same day.
So you got one. You got one more.
So
Do
whatever
you want
we
to use
have.
this now or later?
Hmm.
Maybe we should save it for later when we get a little bit more information.
Yeah. After we talk to some more people.
Yeah, maybe we could do
Maybe.
that. Should we go check out the outskirts then?
Yeah. By the time you get out there, it's like 11. People are sleeping. They're inside.
Oh.
You find like one bar that's still open. Sure, why not? The sign's like pretty much ripped off, so you can't even like see what it's called. Which is me saying I don't want
don't
to come up.
Drink
which is me
anything at the bar.
Which is me saying I don't want to pull up bar name generator right now.
Just called bar.
This is far.
The bar.
The local bar.
The bar.
Yes,
Uh,
exactly.
And if you guys go inside, do you guys go inside?
Yes.
We go inside the bar.
I mean, I guess the alternative is just knocking on people's homes in the middle of the night.
Bit
That may
awkward.
not go well.
to talk about parasites.
Yeah, you head into the bar. And there's just like 3 dudes sitting at the bar. Otherwise, looks like not a whole lot happening tonight. Not a busy night. They are drinking beers.
It's just these 3 guys inside.
Just these 3 guys. They like one of them like turns over to you as you walk in, and then you just go back to their drink.
Well, guess we ask these guys. How do we phrase this? I guess
Yeah.
we go sit by them at the bar. They're sitting at like the actual bar, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Bar.
One of these guys is an enormous lizard person. You sit down. He looks at you and he goes, "I think you're in the wrong part of town."
What part of town should I be in?
Not mine.
Sorry? Is the bartender there?
Yeah. A really gruff old human man comes over and says, "The hell do you want?"
Can I get whatever beer you have? For us 3, 4. How many people are with us? 4, 5? Is
4.5.
why did I forget her character's name? Is Rekka with us?
Yes, he's around.
Oh, okay. 5.
5 coming right up. He comes back a few moments later with 5 big tankards of this suspiciously cloudy, nasty looking beer. And
Cigarette does not drink any of it.
he puts them down on the counter. He looks at you. He looks back at his other customers. Looks over at you. Smirks and says, "That'll be 20 gold each."
Honestly, it doesn't really matter. We're rich. I just look at him and I give him 20 gold. It's not worth arguing. We have plenty of money. I hope that at least gets the bartender off our backs for giving him 20 gold.
Please
He
do,
takes it,
fool.
and then he says, "We just finished that keg. Next one's special."
Sure.
He happily takes your money and gets back to doing absolutely jack shit because the bar is empty.
You know, I appreciate the hustle.
Anyone brave the beer?
I will try it. What does it taste like?
Well, it's flat for starters.
Oh, that's like the worst kind of beer. It's not even that it tastes bad. That's
It's
flat.
also not cold.
Oh,
Oh,
it's even worse.
Hmm.
I'm assuming this is just straight up like a 1 out of 10.
And it's also and by the taste, he wasn't lying. This was the bottom of the keg. So
Well,
it's
you
just,
know what? Rukin is. She was poor. I guess she's fine with drinking it. It's bad, but she will drink it. Even though she doesn't normally drink, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
but yeah, what do you
So,
guys do aside from drinking horrible overpriced beer?
I guess we can start off with asking the bartender. What is a way to phrase this? So I heard that there's been a water issue around the town recently. Do you know anything about it?
The hell do you mean? We got plenty of
Like,
water.
like people getting sick from drinking the water?
I ain't no doctor. I know people getting sick. I don't know why.
Yeah, trying to look into that. But
Sounds like you should find someone to know something about that then, don't you?
yeah, that'd be nice if we could. Would you happen to know anything? Anyone?
I don't know. What do you want to know?
How many people do you know got sick?
Maybe a few of my neighbors. Quite a few.
All with the same sickness?
Kind of seems that way. What's it to you?
Well, as my friend said, we're looking into it to try to stop it.
You think this is the water?
That's our working theory right now.
Yeah.
Do you think they all drank from the water somewhere recently from the same area?
Is there like a well that you all draw water from, or?
Um, yeah, this it's the lizard guy talking, and he stops and thinks about it for a moment. Down here, we do mostly drink well water. Can't afford much else.
So, would you say most people you knew got sick, drank all from the same water, or all of the people from the same well, or was it a
We
big
got
percentage?
we got a couple wells around this district.
So, was it from all of the wells that people got sick from, or just some of them?
I don't know. I mean, it's going around a lot, so it's got to be all the wells, right? If you're saying it's water.
Mind pointing us in the direction of the nearby wells?
We'll just go into the square. You'll find one of the wells there.
Hmm. And there's not one in particular that seems to have more people getting sick from, you think, right?
Well, water's all sourced from the same place.
Hmm. Is that the same place that we found before? Or this is me asking DM, not me asking this lizard guy.
I don't know. Ask the lizard guy.
Oh, where's this source? Do you know?
I'm not sure exactly, but the water all comes down the aqueduct. Uptown, the water goes into well, I mean, the richer folks only use the water for bathing, but down here, it's all we can afford to drink.
Well, it seems like the rich people are also apparently drinking this water that they're supposed to be bathing in. So, looks like everyone's getting sick.
He looks absolutely disgusted. He goes, "What is wrong with these people?" And
You know,
and this
Clearly,
man
the
looks
rich
like he
guys
hasn't
don't
bathed-
know what's going on.
This man looks like he hasn't bathed in like a week, but this disgusts him. This is where he
He's
draws the line.
he draws the line at drinking the bathing water.
He might not get in the bathing water very often, but he certainly won't drink it.
See, that's why he definitely doesn't drink it, because there's so much time in between his baths.
Yeah. You know, I also was confused as to why these people were apparently drinking their water, but you know, I don't know. I'm not going to question it.
Oh, David, are any of the 4 people that were in the bar, are any of them goblins?
Why is that your favorite foe?
No, because we found a letter that we think is written in Goblin, but none of us know
Oh.
Goblin.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
think one of the guys is a goblin. Yeah.
I like elbow whoever has the letter and be like, ask about the letter. They can read it for us. I think it was Nastya. who
Yeah, I
found it.
think Nastia was the one who looked at the
Yeah.
huts.
That makes sense.
You hand it to him, and he looks at it and he goes, "The fuck is this?" Did you hear me?
Yes. I
And you're
thought,
looking at it.
Yeah, he looks at it and he says, "Yeah, and what do you want? I'm not gonna do your groceries for you."
It's a grocery list? Can you tell us what it says?
I was kind of expecting something a little more. Well,
Or meat to it.
a little more meat to the grocery.
look, can you just tell us what it says? Is there anything weird?
No, it's a
Anything
recipe for
unusual?
it's like a recipe for a classic goblin chicken stew.
Oh,
Okay.
that sounds
Okay,
delicious.
and what goes in there?
There was meat to it.
Chicken.
Oh my god, Troy.
Oh my god. We all facepalm. Now's not the time, Shura.
It's not
Okay,
a bad
but is there anything weird at all about it?
No, it's
Okay,
chicken stew.
Did you just make? Is this something that you make all the time, or is it for like special occasions?
Just classic home cooking for a goblin. Where'd you forget? Where'd you get this anyway? It looks torn to shit.
Oh. Well, now I feel. Why did we even bother? It was a waste of time.
Guys, I don't know what we're doing here.
Wasting time. Running around in circles. Well, yes. You just give it back, please.
He hands it back.
Wait, can I insight check this guy to see if he's just like fucking with us about it being a grocery list or a recipe?
You make a What if I ask for a second opinion?
He's entirely honest and also completely confused as why you handed him a recipe for chicken stew.
Okay.
God damn it. What if it's in code though?
Chicken
like some
stew is
secret
code
What
code.
does
for
the
like
first letter of each ingredient
chicken
spell for you?
stew. CS stands for cognitive science, which is code for the mafia.
Mind control.
Yeah, mind control.
Amazing.
They're all part of the
The
obscurati.
mind control soup.
See,
We don't even have Rekka here, but we can
like,
still do. Yeah, we don't have Rekka here, but we can still do conspiracy theories without her.
this all leads back to clearly this all leads back to the ransom node.
Of chicken soup.
Maybe
yes.
maybe we should try to find the goblins.
Can we? Well, if we go back to the ransom note, can we? Are they written by the same person?
No,
Is
the
their
ransom note
handwriting familiar?
is from the actual doctor.
Yeah, but
He has a wild name. What is that name?
Elias Malapropism.
Oh yeah,
Malapropis.
that guy.
Malapropism. Wait, can you write that
Yes.
down? I don't know if you wrote it down before.
Malapropism. And I mean,
That-
he is a reserve local.
Malapropism. That makes it sound like he's a doctor who does like who's gonna get sued due to malpractice.
Malpractice.
Yeah.
Well, not really a spoiler, but as written, this is a pseudonym, but the actual doctor is dead in our campaign, so
Oh my god, is this supposed to be
Wolfgang.
Wolfgang?
It is.
Oh,
That's what I
But now
was
he is
saying. I was like,
but now he is
malapropism is
actually
just
Elias Malapropism.
Is now an actual person.
that's hilarious.
I don't know what malapropism actually stands for, but it feels like a word
It's-
that's something like something like malpractice. So I
Oh, it's
understand.
Apparently an actual word.
It is the
When you
mistaken use of a word in
mess
place
up
of
a
a similar
word.
sounding one.
Yes, that
Wow, how on the nose is that?
So the
exactly.
example here is dance a flamingo instead of a flamenco.
Okay. That's okay. Okay, good example. Things that happen all the time.
Yes.
Things you say all the time.
Things that you say all the time.
Yes, I'm always saying that.
I always say flamenco every day, in every
No,
sentence.
but I say flamingo. You know.
Yeah, me
Uh,
too. Flamingos.
So
Or
I mean,
whatever.
if you think this
You
leads
know,
back
this
to
is a very random thing that has nothing to do with the session right now. But I saw my friend like a couple days ago, and one of them was telling me that like over the weekend when after getting out of church, she saw a flamingo
Bruh.
randomly flying. I don't know what the fuck a flamingo is doing here.
That's so random.
Just a single flamingo.
Yeah,
maybe it like
I just saw it
got out of-
twice.
I think it's a sign.
I figure probably someone had them as like a pet or something, but why? Anyways, moving on. I just needed to put that out there.
I mean, so yeah, if you're thinking this leads back to that ransom letter, do you like ask this goblin about the local goblin tribes or anything? Do you go down that?
Yeah, we
route?
should probably.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
do you
that might be good.
blindly start looking around.
Yeah, I feel like we should ask them.
Yeah.
I figured leaving you guys to the investigation isn't getting very.
Definitely not.
We are not good at investigation.
Despite
so-
being
or puzzles.
professional investigators.
Yeah, I can see that. But now that I've said that, What do you say?
Is there such thing as like goblin tribe dialects in this universe?
I mean, probably. Yeah, I would say they are.
All right. So I guess we could ask this guy, say like, does this dialect in this note seem familiar to you? Like anyone in the area might write like this?
He says most of the goblin tribes around here speak the same dialect, or very slightly variety. This does seem local. Where'd you get it?
We found it up by the old Dragon's Lair.
Ah, the old Furioso goblins.
Furioso?
Furioso.
I see.
Can
They
you
all
spell
serve-
Furioso? Oh,
There you
oh,
go.
like Furioso. Like, oh, okay.
The old Furioso goblins. They used to serve Dragon Lord Furioso back in the day. You know, before he got fucking killed. Cavallo chased him out of town a couple weeks back. Seems he rumor is he wanted to excavate the lair, get the treasure for himself.
So he killed?
Wait, he
Him?
chased them out of their home?
Well, he had his goons do it. But yeah.
Do you know where they were relocated to?
Relocated. You got jokes. Cavallo don't give a fuck. Where they were relocated to was wherever the hell they could figure out where they could stay.
You know where this is?
For a minute, I thought you were
Uh,
gonna say he just murdered them all.
Oh no,
I hope not.
That would be too messy. So if they keep going, doing what they're doing lately, you might. They're not
What
too
are
What
they
have
happy.
you been
doing?
doing lately?
They're not too happy about getting chased out of their homes. So
Have
Understand.
they been fighting back or something?
they've been doing like raiding parties every once in a while, and word has it, Cavallo's pretty fed up. But I don't think that they have a camp set up not too far outside of town. It's just Cavallo's. I think he's weighing his options before he goes in and takes the option that's not going to play too well in the press.
Wow, the audacity of this guy.
Right.
When you said not
Kicks
too
them out of their
far,
homes. And
yeah.
then...
When you said not too far, how far is it from here?
How far is not too?
About 10 miles out of town.
10 miles.
That's doable on a day
17
trip.
kilometers, 16 kilometers for the not for the metric people out there.
I feel called out. I feel singled out.
The one
didn't say
person
names.
here,
I
the
didn't say
one person
names.
here who uses kilometers.
I didn't say names, so
Oh wow, I wonder who.
I wonder who it could be.
I don't know. It could be my cat I'm talking to.
Your cat knows the metric system?
Yeah, she's smart.
Incredible. Anyways.
Okay, then maybe this should be something we do in the morning because I don't know if
Yeah, that 10 miles.
showing up,
If you got horses, that'll take about 2 hours.
Ooh, yeah.
and we probably
And
don't
if
want to
there's
show up
11?
to a goblin tribe who's like
By this
been
point,
attacking
at this
recently.
point, it's closer to midnight.
Oh. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like they wouldn't appreciate us showing up at midnight.
Showing up at midnight, so
They probably would think we're part of
Anti-reading
what's
party.
his face? Yeah.
all right, let's go see them in the morning then.
All right, you guys head back to your rooms with a little bit more knowledge. Yeah. Unless there's anything to talk about once you get back, you guys just knock out.
I guess so. I
Yeah.
don't think there's anything else to talk about party wise. Unless we talk about like, wow, that beer was really shitty.
Awful.
We will talk about that.
I'm sure Rekka would have
Yeah.
choice words about that beer.
Yes. Was that
You
the
know-
shittiest beer we've ever had?
You know,
I think so.
Evil Air would drink that. He would say that's character building.
I mean, you ever tried to feed someone alcohol that had like a dead rat in it?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
And didn't he succeed?
Who was that?
Yeah, who did he get?
I'm pretty sure it was what's his face.
That was
The brother.
Aaron, I think.
Yeah, Varen.
Oh, Rip Farron.
Good times.
One of the last things he did before he died.
Rip.
Drink rat water. Poor guy.
All right. Yeah. So you guys knock out for the night. You guys like wake up early. You want to like, I mean, you're taking a long rest, so you need to be up till.
I mean, we get as much rest as we absolutely do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you wake up at like 8, a little after 8.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Do you do anything before you head out? Do you like check around or anything?
So, what is our plan here? Because the doctor wants us to rescue him, but also the goblins are a thing. Are we trying to convince the goblins to stop their raids? Are we trying to find out if they're behind the parasites? Are we trying to rescue the doctor? What are we doing here?
Well, so the letter says that the goblins are also ill.
Sick. Yes.
So we can see if the doctor's had any success in treating them. And then if he has, then we can
Extract
try
him.
to get him back to come back and help us.
And what if the goblins say no?
Maybe we could just try to see if we could talk to him. Whether or
And
not
see
we
if he
actually save
knows.
the doctor.
Yeah.
You can, I mean, if they say no, you can try and talk it out, or if not, I know exactly how many people are in this village.
Wonderful. Very
Well,
convincing.
I guess that's our response, yes. So
I'm sure we can take on like 100 sick goblins.
they're
mean,
sick.
yeah,
They're
if they're
goblins.
sick.
They're like 2 feet tall. You know, we could take them.
How difficult could a goblin be to fight?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rocks.
goblins are
They're
what,
like-
CR like
I
yeah.
am
They're like
taking
the
no
size.
part
They're like
in
the
this
length of up to
conversation.
our knees or something.
I
You know.
don't want to catch this against goblins.
Don't worry, we got this.
Mm,
All right. You actually you came in with horses. You go and ask around. You can probably those horses are they should be in the stables.
Yeah, we ride out to the goblin camp.
All right. You ride out and you head in the direction you've been given. Um, let's see. Yeah. So you ride out. Um, Eastward out of the city, and just give me a round of survival checks.
None of us survived.
survival?
Yeah,
Survival.
you guys are now tracking.
I die
Good
in the
at
desert.
survival.
Oh boy.
I
Like,
die in the
honestly.
desert.
One of the few things I'm good at.
Survival.
Rukin is the only one. Never mind. Rukin and Nastya together die in the desert.
Amazing.
With Sigrid's
That
23,
tracks.
you will be totally good.
You know, this is certainly not.
The roommates die in the desert.
She still
Uh,
refuses to take off the coat.
Oh,
She
God.
loves it.
Oh, how sweaty is Nastya?
You're gonna pass out from heat exhaustion.
The coat is heavy.
yeah, but with Sigrid's guidance, you do as you're riding out of the city, you eventually come across some signs of movement, tracks, disturbed bushes, from something smaller, a lot of smaller individuals, and you follow these tracks, and they lead out to a valley, and looking down into the valley, you see a bunch of tents, um, dozens of tents, um, and coming in and out of those tents are goblins. Some of those goblins are riding very large bugs.
Bugs.
What? Like
Why are
bugs
they
the
riding
size of
bugs?
houses? Bugs the size of bears that are the size of houses?
Bison.
No, beetles that are like the size of horses.
Oh, yeah, there was something about bugs in the letter too. It was like the confluence of insectile traffic.
Oh,
I think if I saw a
yeah.
beetle the size of a
Can't
horse,
believe
I
you
would
forgot about the
Yeah,
insect though.
I would I would immediately just die. I
yeah, I
think.
mean, at my last apartment, when I woke up in the middle of the night and I found a stag beetle flying through the air, I freaked the fuck out because I didn't even know those were in Boston.
Ew.
I hope
I will
you
die.
I
on
hope
the
you
spot.
killed it. Yes. I hope you shot it with a gun that you don't own, probably.
I sprayed a bunch of shit on it after I caught it in a cup.
I'm glad it's dead for you and
so
for
am I.
me.
It was
Yes,
terrifying.
for our peace of mind.
Yes.
It was all like 3 inches long, and I was like, I didn't know these were here.
Ew, that's gross.
Moving on. That certainly appears to be a goblin tribe down there.
So what's the plan, guys, for approaching these goblins?
Are we just riding in there, or are we like sneaking in?
What's goblin etiquette? Does any one of us know goblin etiquette? Wait, someone knew goblin. Who was it that knew
No,
goblin?
none of us.
No one
know
knows
Oh,
goblin.
no one knew goblin. Never
That's
mind.
our problem.
Goblin.
That's why we had to
Disney
talk to the bar guy.
knows
about
Okay, so none of us know goblin no goblin etiquette.
culture.
Yes. Can we make a history check to see if anyone knows anything about how goblins act?
I mean, have I interacted with goblins before, living in Bear?
Yes. So it's challenging because you've primarily interacted with incorporated goblin tribes.
Yeah.
Given that this tribe is out on the loose having raiding parties, probably not incorporated into wider Baron society.
Yeah.
But floor is yours. This is left pretty open on how you want to handle it.
Okay, so that we know that the Cavallo is like he's thinking about like sending out a force to like deal with them. If this doctor can, maybe we can like offer
Oh, like a trade?
change for like us getting the doctor will like convince him not to attack you or something.
And then we offer the doctor to Cavallo
Yeah.
for both saving the grandson
And like the goblins gave us him.
and the goblins and pledging loyalty.
Yeah.
Strong ask.
You guys just go down there. What's your plan of entry here?
Oh, are we going with the ass nicely?
I mean, yeah, if we're gonna try to talk to them, we probably shouldn't sneak in.
Yeah. Front door it is, I suppose.
All right, you guys just ride down into the valley. And there's a patrol on watch, and they see you approach, but they're not immediately hostile. One of the goblins comes over and speaks in sort of broken common. Why are you here? Are you with Cavallo?
We're here looking into the recent parasite infestation that's been going on around town and in the surrounding areas.
The little dragons. Great plague.
Have you all been suffering from that as well?
The little dragons have cursed us for many years, but now we are free. And these guys do look relatively healthy. What do you want of us?
How did you free yourselves from this curse?
They look at each other for a moment, and they turn back to you. And one of them goes, "We will take you to our shaman, Shaman Willigoo.
Shaman who?
Shaman Willigoo.
Willy Goo? Willy Goo?
Willigoo.
Willy Goo.
That is a choice of a name. That's all I'm gonna say.
Uh-oh.
Willy Goo.
Okay. They lead you inside the camp, and as they do, they turn back and they say, "No funny business. If you do, we'll kill you. We will kill you." And going into the camp, there are you're massively outnumbered. Very, very outnumbered. Hey, if you want to try your luck, that's always an option.
It's okay, guys. Goblins have an average of 7 HP. It's okay.
I don't know about that.
Hey, now these are some of these guys.
These are
Look,
elite goblins.
Elite goblins.
It's okay. Goblins are 2 feet tall. We could just pick them up by their knees and throw them
some
into
of
the
these
other
guys look
goblins.
pretty elite.
Some.
But how tall are they?
We are
2 and a
all
quarter.
very tall.
Yeah, we're like 4 goblins tall, probably.
You're led to a camp, a tent at the center of the camp. And as you approach it, you stop outside, and one of these goblin guards yells inside, and he says, "Shaman Willigoo, we have visitors. They wish to know of the plague."
What does Willy Go look like?
And your gesture to, and Willigoo yells out, "They can come in." And you guys walk into the tent, and Willigoo looks like a goblin. He's got a little freaky skull staff and various skins and leathers. No, he doesn't look like that. He looks like that.
Oh yeah, that is very different.
Yeah, no.
Would have preferred the
But I
Waluigi.
like the Waluigi mustache.
Waluigi, and
Um,
red eyes like he's like on drugs.
If it makes you feel better, I'll say the guard that you've been primarily interacting with is Waluigi Goblin.
Nice.
I love it.
Excellent.
He looks cuter than the Willy Goo. And his little skull thing that looks like it has little legs.
Yeah, I'm concerned about that. I'm not going to ask a lot of questions about that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Rugen's not gonna ask questions about that either.
Also, as you enter a tent, you see there's like a human man just chained into and chained down to like the ground in the back corner of the tent.
Oh jeez.
And Willigoo, presumably, he says, "What brings you here? Do you mean trouble for my people?"
No, we were looking for assistance. Actually.
What sort of assistance?
We heard there was a doctor around here who, and it seems you all have been cured from this curse, this dragon worm curse. And the town is in need of some assistance in that regard.
Williger looks over at the chained man and he says, "This doctor has been very useful."
Could we acquire his services from you?
Why should we do this? This town has driven us from our homes, and you ask us to hand over our salvation for their ails? What concern of that is ours?
From what we've heard, Cavallo is threatening to wipe you all out.
He has already taken everything from us.
Well, now he wants to take your lives from you as well. I think perhaps there could be some sort of discussion had between you and him in exchange for your assistance.
What could he possibly have to offer us?
Well, he kicked you all out of your homes to raid the dragon's lair, right? But we went up there recently and it was completely abandoned. None of his people were there. So perhaps you could return to your homes?
In another time, we would have killed you all where you stand for disrespecting Lord Furioso. But things have changed. We're in a different era. The Dragon Lords are dead and gone. I want only what is best for my people. I want us to have a proper home. I want us to have the home we have had for generations. But I do not trust Cavallo.
Should we tell him that one of the people sick is Cavallo's grandson?
That does give them like really good leverage. Honestly.
Yeah. It would build like a lot of what's the word? Like trust, goodwill, maybe. If like I think if you were to help him, he would be in your debt. And I think you could get what you want from him. One of the people in town that have fallen ill is his grandson.
He pauses, and after a moment he says, "I have no quarrel with this child, and I pity his illness. I can't say I trust Cavallo, but perhaps we can talk.
I feel like we could work something out. Some sort of deal that would be beneficial for you
For
guys.
everyone.
Yes, for everyone involved, including you guys.
And in turn, you just want the doctor.
Yes, or at least his
Expertise.
expertise.
So far, the doctor has remained quiet. He's probably been given plenty of incentive to keep his mouth shut. Mm.
Would you be willing to come back with us, with the doctor, to town?
If you can assure that no harm will fall to me, I will entertain your option.
I kind of look around at everyone like, I guess that's something we can promise?
Yeah, we can certainly offer our protection. I wonder if it might be a good idea to send someone ahead to fair warning before we just show up with a couple goblins.
Can we send Reka ahead to do that part?
Sure, yeah, Rekka goes ahead.
Considering what warm welcome he gave us when we showed up.
Right. Okay, so you send Rekka ahead to let them know that you're working on a deal with the Goblin tribe. There's this like 3-line sentence of things I could do here right now, which I'm not going to do because it seems sort of insensitive.
Okay.
But I'll let you know. I'm not going to do it, but I'll let you know what it is. So here they're suggesting Cavallo would want this Goblin tribe to be incorporated. And so they're like, "Oh yeah, you should take this tribal leader out and make him presentable and get him all dressed up." And I'm like, I don't know about that.
That
I don't know
sounds
about that.
a bit.
Yeah, that
Just
seems a
let
bit.
him be. Let him be.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it up to the talking.
Yeah.
Written by a white guy.
Definitely written by a white guy.
Anyways.
But he Willigoo does go over to the doctor, and unshackles him. You guys say anything to him?
Hello, Dr. Malaprops. That is you, correct?
I am Dr. Elias Malapropism. Did you perhaps get my letter?
Yes, we did.
Well, I mean, I overheard all of you back there. Have you maybe perhaps gotten me out of here? I was passing.
We're working on it.
I was passing through the area, and they just took me in, not quite willingly. And once I was able to sort out their illness, they wouldn't let me go. Thought I'd alert their enemies or something.
Well, your knowledge of the cure might be what saves you.
Well, so long as it gets me out of here, I'm ready to go back home. And it says, "Is that a Missouri accent I spot from all of you? From some of you?"
Wait, I think only one of
From
us probably has
one
a
of us, like
Hey, the Missouri accent is the Missouri accent is starting to bleed into several of you. You've been there for a while.
That's fair.
Okay, so who has
No.
the Missouri accent?
The only one that
starting?
has a proper Missouri accent
wouldn't
is
it be?
the
Was
worst.
Rekka here like the longest?
well.
I think
She
Rekka's
got like
been
married and stuff,
long,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So
How long has
Hmm.
the others been here?
But Rekka's not here at the moment.
I mean, at least what was it? 7 years? 8?
Okay, so Nastia definitely has been here for a while. How about Sigrid
Yeah,
and
so-
Shira?
like core toxic trio, all very Missouri sounding at this point.
I think
Ooh,
Sigrid
and
is
Rekka
the
and Nastia
least,
will hate it.
probably.
Yes, I mean
Wait,
Sigrid.
what do you say about Sigrid?
Sigrid's like Baron
yeah.
accent is probably still the strongest.
I mean, Sigrid has been working out of Flint for at this point just 2 years.
Mhm.
And,
What about Shira?
I think I'm like in between, so probably around 4 or 5 years.
Alright, I
Not-
see.
not
So
much
so
longer.
Nas so Nastia and Nastia
think
against her will
whenever-
and Tarukian.
I think Nastia, whenever she catches herself saying something and it sounds a bit too Missouri, she just puts on like a very exaggerated Russian accent for like 2
Amazing.
days, just to be like
It also-
remind myself of what I'm supposed to sound like.
It also doesn't help that Nastia lived with someone with the Missouri accent
Oh, yeah.
for a good while.
She keeps picking up little phrases and it's like, no, I hate it.
I'm just imagining Nastia just saying random British phrases.
And like
and
your mind starts like thinking in the other language. Like,
Yeah.
wait, no,
I
stop.
hate it here.
Nastia talking about chip buddies or whatever.
anyhow, yeah. So do you ask Mr. Malapropism anything before you head out, or do you just head out?
I think maybe on our way out or on our way there, just in case things don't go well, we get the knowledge of the cure from him. If, like the talk goes really bad.
He does relay the information. Give me a moment here. And he says, "Well, my cure is a multi-step process. The most important part is getting all the worms out. I mean, getting all the worms out is essentially the cure, but it's a multi-step process. And he relays this, and he says, well, one, you need a number of components to make this all work out. You need a simple container of some sort, and then 1 gold coin. You'll need a container and 1 gold coin. You'll need to collect some pebbles from a stream.
Pebbles from a stream. Okay.
And are any of you familiar with the spell Lesser Restoration?
We look at
We look at our doctor.
Yes, that would be me.
And he says, well, you got to use all these things in conjunction. So you take your patient. You take one of these petals that you collected from a stream. Have them swallow it, right? And then you start casting Lesser Restoration. And you take some of the other pebbles and you just like rub them over the tummy, you know? And as you do that, it will draw the worms out. Each pebble will get a worm. And as you do, you put them into that box with the gold coin. Close the lid. And then just keep tucking the worms in there, right? They'll all be drawn out into these pebbles. So you need quite a few pebbles, and depending on the state of the infection. And then once you got all the worms out, take the coin out of the box, and the worms will be sealed up. They'll wither out and die. You'll be good to go.
I'm curious. Does this sound like a reasonable thing to share out? Or is it like
This is not sound
rubbing
like
pebbles?
medicine you've ever fucking heard. This sounds fucking insane.
This is certainly.
This has worked for you before?
I needed a lot of pebbles, but yes.
So you had to do this like one by one with each patient?
Yes, unfortunately, once someone is infected, the only cure is to extract the worms. The ultimate solution is prevention. Cleaner water sources. Don't drink from questionable water sources. But once you're infected, you need to safely extract these worms. Which can be tricky because they mature so quickly.
Do you know how a large water source could be purified? Because we followed the water from the old dragon's lair, and it seemed to all lead into the aqueducts that go into town.
Something as simple as purify food. Are you familiar with the spell purify food and drink?
Sure, I have that.
It would work for smaller water sources, but multiple castings of it for a larger body of water would also be effective.
Okay.
These worms, they don't have a particularly long lifespan, so if they can't find a host very quickly, they die. So if the populace can keep from being infected for a few weeks, they're in the clear.
Okay.
And you just found this out by trial and error?
I knew I was somewhat familiar with this disease going in, and there was some measure of trial and error. Yes.
Hey, what does the gold coin have to do with any of it?
Okay. Yeah, the DM will make something up right now.
Yes, make up what this cure is for this fantasy disease.
Gold is the essence of gold is imbued with fire magic. It draws these creatures in. It keeps them attentive, and while they're drawn in, they're not being fed, but they'll wither and die. If anything else comes up in the campaign later that contradicts that, because I just made that up on the spot right now.
I mean, that's a pretty good explanation for.
Yeah, for coming up on the spot. Yeah, sure, that's pretty good.
Sure.
The whole cure is absolute fucking horseshit.
All right. Do we make it back to town?
You make it back to town. By the time you make it back to town, it's like noon. Do you just go straight to Cavallo?
Yeah, that would be wisest probably.
You head right on in, and Cavallo looks at you. He sees your little goblin friend here, and he just has the most sour look on his face. He says, "You've brought these goblins to my door after everything they've done to my people. I thought you wanted to negotiate with me.
Well, it turns out they have something you probably want.
Oh, is that so?
Does it look like they want to say it themselves, or does it look like they want us to negotiate for them?
Uh,
So I feel like they should.
Yeah, I feel like they should
Offer
say what
this
they
up.
know, but
yeah.
They kind of like hold the power
uh,
here.
Willigoo, he speaks up and he says, "Your friends here, they tell me that your grandson is ill. We have the cure. This good doctor over here. He has rid my people of this plague. Yes, we have spent the last few weeks attacking and raiding your territory. But think of what you've done to us. We've lived up in those hills for generations, and you drove us out for treasure? All I want is to take my people home. The doctor for our home. And the Guerra, he says to you, is this true? This doctor has cured this infection.
Yes, he's told us the entire process as well.
Has he? Demonstrate it. Cure my grandson. I'll hear what your goblin friend has to say. And Dr. Malapropism, he steps forward. He says, "Well, if you could just, I'm just gonna need a few supplies. If you could get me a simple box of some sort. I'm sure one of you also got a gold coin. Really, the tricky ingredient is a bunch of pebbles from a stream. I mean, just to be safe, probably like 20 or so. And the wearer, he says, we'll have those supplies within half an hour. You just better deliver." So half an hour goes by. He brings out his grandson. Gets all the pebbles and whatnot. And you watch as Dr. Malapropism starts working his magic. And he starts pulling out one very nasty worm after another. Don't drink the fucking bath water. He pulls out 15 worms.
Oh my god.
Bruh.
Oh, how big are these worms each?
A single worm is like it's like a strand of spaghetti.
Ew.
That's a lot of.
15 and a small child. He
And a
drank a
small-
lot of water, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was just gulping it down.
And I'm just imagining the mom just off to the side, not paying attention, just this goblin of a kid, just like chugging the water in the bath.
I hate it.
Sorry, is that racist to say goblin of a kid in front of?
In front of a goblin.
Please.
But he manages to pull out about 15 worms before it seems to settle down. He closes up the box. And then he turns to the Guerra and says, "Your grandson will need to rest for a day or so. It's a taxing procedure, but he is fine. He'll recover just fine." The Guerra, with a look of absolute disgust on his face after seeing all these worms pulled out of his grandson, he says, "Good work. Now, as for your goblin friend over here, you want your home. Fine. I've done what I had to do. I don't need that land anymore. You can go back for all I care." Well, here's what I say. I've let you do whatever you wanted for a long time. I think that time is over. You can stay in those hills as long as you want. As long as you swear allegiance to Bear. You live your lives how you want. You're a proper part of this nation. And Willigoo thinks about it. Gives it a few moments. Weighs it. And instead of offering a handshake, he offers his skull-top staff out to the Guerra. The Guerra seems a little put off by that, but he not quite sure of what to do. He shakes the staff.
Awkward.
He shakes one of
This-
his legs.
Does that seem like which part of the staff does he shake? The legs or what?
Yeah, he shakes one of the dangling legs.
Does it seem like that's what Willigoo is looking for, or what?
Willigoo looks very confused. And then he says, "I'll take that. But you will leave my people to their lives. We will adhere to the greater rules of your nation. But my people will live their lives as they see fit. Within that general construct. Your doctor friend can go free. Our raids will stop. As long as we are assured that our homes are safe." And Cavallo says, "Fine. Get to it." He says to malapropism, I think there's some level of infection out in the outer districts. I'm not familiar with it, but you should take a look at that. And then he turns to you and he says, "You have saved my grandson a great deal of discomfort. Thank you."
Glad to help.
I just remembered that we were here for the railroads.
I would hope that our
It's
part
been 10,000 years.
in bringing this aid to you and your afflicted people. Can influence you in assisting us with what we had asked for earlier.
Right. You want me to square fealty to Shantis and fund the rest of this section of rail. Is that right?
Yes.
I hate the man. He has no business being king. But Bear needs unity. Our nation is young, and there is still much strife among us. We cannot be having these petty squabbles. Fine. I will send word to Shantis. I'll make the payments.
Excellent.
Have you seen either Norn counterpart around today?
Did we see Laya during, I don't know, breakfast?
You did not see her at breakfast.
Would this be a good time to spell out what her plan is to him?
That is that is your judgment call.
We got what we wanted, right? So we could.
I mean, we did do something to help him, so I guess I feel like in terms of his feelings towards us, it's at the highest it could be, right?
And we should probably warn him that Laya
Yeah.
wants to attack another country.
I feel like if
Person wants
anything, maybe
his
right now
men
is the
to attack
best
another country.
time. Since we've now done something for him and he probably trusts us a little bit more, right?
Yeah. I don't recall seeing her at all this morning, but we have been outside of the city for most of the day. Presume that means she's off doing her own business. However, probably be in everyone's best interest here today to warn you of her plans.
Her plans.
Seem to pick up pretty quick that we were here to get your loyalty to the Bruce as a favor in order to get him to do stuff for us. She is under a similar timeline and requests, though hers are a tad more, let's say, on the violent side. For whatever reason, actually, he didn't specifically tell her to.
Tell her to what?
So I think he wanted her to convince Vio to attack Manhill, and Laya was like, I'm gonna go talk to the sea captains instead.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, so Laya's assignment from Shantis was to discredit Cavallo by having his forces attack the Missouri fort of Manhill. And you listened in on her plans. She's gonna circumvent Cavallo entirely
Yeah.
and to magic up one of his generals and have them do it.
Okay. Seeing as Razor and Danner are in a bit of a competition, he saw to it fit to pit us against each other in multiple ways. Her task is to convince you to deal with the Missouri force on Manhill. But according to our investigation of her tactics, seems to want to do that through some magical persuasion on a couple of your generals.
My generals would never dare. They're all extremely loyal.
Are they loyal in the face of magic?
He calls out to an aide, and he says, "Please check on the sea chieftains."
He also spoke to some who were very against their.
And this aide runs out of the room, comes back about 10 minutes later, and he says, when he comes back 10 minutes later, he says, Captain Vidalia was spotted this morning with the Denoran delegation. He sailed out.
That's your guy.
That does not sound good.
Can he be stopped? Let's see.
Surely you have other sea chieftains. Can intercept.
Guerra says, "You have several hours head start. I'll make it to Manhill before any of my other forces." If he is truly preparing to make an attack on Manhill, given the timing, I can't stop him, but I can send my other generals to intervene, minimize damage. I can alert both Reserve and the Bruce that I was not responsible. This is the best I can do. This man has apparently had a half day's start on us. Too much time, we can't close the gap. But we could make it certain that this was not a decision I made.
Yeah, I guess that's our best bet at this point.
We want an international conflict after all.
All right. So he starts setting out word of what has transpired. Do you guys stick around for the rest of the day?
Where else? Do we have anywhere else to be?
Don't we have a train?
It's
A
like if
railroad
you
to
want to
build?
manage
Oh,
your
it's a train to
stuff.
build. Oh, true.
Gotta
I really don't.
talk to our
I
bestie.
really don't want to fucking run this train minigame. I could talk to Griento all day. I don't want to fucking run this train minigame.
We have
Is there an
7
option
more
for us
days.
to pretend that we
That we do
asked
it.
the train thing?
Can we not and say we did?
Can we do the thing where we pay to make it fast
Honestly,
forward?
before we were doing this, I was thinking of just like kind of just fucking it.
Just saying we do it.
I mean, I'm a fan of just saying that we did do
I
it.
don't think.
I was thinking we would just run the encounter that is set for midway through it and just kind of like.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't think any of us here are really.
Need the management
Yeah,
of
look,
the
look,
table.
Hey, last call. Does anyone want to play a resource management game right now?
I don't think that's what any of us are really here for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would maybe if you actually had like a game with like graphics, maybe that would be cool. But just like
really
palace minding
appreciate
it is
the
not that
writers are
fun.
like, yeah, let's. I appreciate that the writers are like, hey, let's mix things up every once in a while. I'm here for D&D.
Yes, the whole mind
that
palace
is
of
what
game
I'm
of
here
this resource management is not that fun.
Yeah.
Maybe if this was like an actual board game or something, then.
Or if we were
Yeah,
playing in
like-
person.
Yeah, maybe. If you played in person, I feel like it will be better. But as it is, it's just it's a little in the way of.
Yeah,
us
it's
playing it.
not what any of us actually want to do. So in that case, yeah, I can kind of just hand wave it, and I'll just kind of like make the best case story decision. I think that makes sense. And then we'll do that. Cool. But yeah. So do you guys leave Citadel Cavallo or right now, or do you wait till the morning?
Is there really any reason for us to stay? Like, do we care about the outcome of whatever is going
Yeah,
on?
I mean, yeah, I guess the only reason you would stay is, I mean, you already have his word, which is kind of what you came for.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
the only reason to stay would be like to see the outcome. I mean,
If we
you've
want to
already,
like make sure he does what he says.
I mean, you've already sent word to Harkover, so you know they were prepared for an attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Man Hill is Missouri operated. We do have connection there.
Like,
we
do we think Laya's gonna come back here? If like afterwards?
I kind of doubt it. 'Cause if she fails, and especially if like once word gets out that Cavallo didn't back this because his other
Like, wouldn't her using like mind control stuff be like a huge deal too?
that too.
It's a
Like, we
huge,
literally
huge
did
deal
a
in
whole
Bear.
trial for that.
Yeah, it's a very big deal in Bear. Internationally, it is a lesser deal.
Yeah,
Obviously,
didn't we have that whole...
obviously, her instigating war, very big deal.
She's like mind controlling a Baron person to go.
Yeah, we had that whole like trial
That's
thing
the
earlier,
war.
right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways it's been about what she's doing as extremely problematic.
Yes.
It's
They
all
should have
bad.
a trial.
But the Ob
She
is
should
doing
be
the
on.
right thing. It's for the greater good.
She certainly thinks she's the good person.
Oh, go on trial, Laya. Boo, boo.
We have so much evidence against you.
Guilty as charged.
You're wrong, but okay.
I guess we just go back then. If we're...
All right. You guys, how many teleport scrolls do you have?
How
billion.
many did we use?
That is something you should be keeping track of.
Who was keeping? Someone was keeping track of it. It wasn't me.
Oh, we like all took one, right? And then
Yeah, someone has to. I have.
were people crossing them off?
I did not cross off anything, so
I still have mine. So
I feel like we only used like 2 or something.
I did.
we used
not-
one to get here. I don't know if you guys used some when I wasn't here last time. But
Did we
And I
only
think
have
like
one?
Shura had like extras.
Yes. So I have been keeping track. So I have 3 teleport scrolls and 1 sending. I know Rekka was the one who used the sending scroll to warn Ark over. So
Yeah,
she
and I
doesn't
have
have
one
that.
sending scroll. I think didn't you
Or
have that?
didn't we have the sending stone for
Oh, no. Yeah, that's what we used.
Yeah, you do have a sending stone with Harkover.
Sending stone. So
I think that's a
we
once a
should
day
be
thing or
fine.
something.
And I was the one who used the teleport scroll to get us heat. So we should be okay on everything. Teleport wise.
So do you want to mark off another scroll or teleport scroll for just going back?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, with that you teleport back to what was the staging town?
Were we Renza or were we? We're Renza. Renza,
like
and then
There's like a town in the
there was
middle.
another place. Yeah, what was that place?
Negranya.
Yeah.
So yeah, you teleport out to oh fuck, I just exited the game. Give me a moment.
Please.
Oh
Oh,
no!
I
it
see. I see your
load
icon went
everything.
away.
So you teleport to Renza, and then you ride out to well, actually, you teleport to Renza, so it's late afternoon. And then you ride out to Negranya, which is pretty close to where the rail is built out to. And you start yeah, I guess we're gonna skip the minigame. Because I don't want to run it.
This is fine.
Like before the so like just so you guys know, right before we started the session, I was like, oh, I actually need to run the minigame on the other side. And
Oh yeah, for how they're doing.
yeah. And I spent like 10 minutes. I was like, this makes no fucking sense. I'm losing track of all the resources.
Amazing.
Yeah, even when I was just doing those first 2 days, I was just like, I don't want to use my brain on this.
It's just like this is
Too much
bad,
mental
bad.
effort for, and for why? For what? Honestly.
You get back and as you teleport back, you get a message from Hawkover. And Hawkover, he says, we received word from Cavallo that one of his generals had gone rogue and was making an attack. Unfortunately, it was too late to stop, but it was sufficient ground to get our remaining forces ready. And as we had talked before, we had evacuated quite a few folks, so we're doing okay. And given the circumstances, we will work things out with Cavallo. And yeah, so you have that information. It looks like things are handled well enough on that front. And you get back to Riento's camp, and he says, "Hey, well, welcome back. We've been working hard here. Resources are a little tight, but we're doing what we can. We're making steady progress." And then you guys just how do I want to do this? Can someone narrate for me how the railroad tycoon goes?
Narrate for you?
It goes
Yeah.
excellently.
It goes great.
We
I'm
worked
like-
very, very hard,
So
and
many
all
words.
those rails.
Give me a
To
little bit-
manage all
Give me
those
a little bit more
resources.
flavor than you guys clicking autoplay.
There are 0 issues that occur.
And we use
Yeah.
a skip ticket.
Yeah, Ryukin assigned the workers, and then she just slapped some money onto the railroad
Get it
workers.
done.
They just
Yeah.
she's like, get it
Just get
done
it done.
now, and then they did. They did the thing, the
What
little
about
animation.
now?
You know, the little idle game animation of like hammers and like smoke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we probably pep talked them. You know, that's what we're good at, right? We're like, come on, guys, for the people or for whatever, so that we can connect the world together. Some sappy stuff. And then the workers
are
were
playing
like,
good boss, bad boss. Unintentionally. Nasty's just
Ryu-
keeps
Ryukin is like the one who's like,
criticizing them.
is like with the workers. She'll like, you know, help them out, and they could like, if they're feeling tired, they can talk to her. And then Nastia's in the back being like, you guys better finish your quotas for
The
today.
unspoken threat.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is that crooked? Why are you not done? Why are you guys just standing around? I see 5 of you. Why is there only 1 of you working?
You should already have 5 railroads completed by today.
Get to work. Me with the janitors in the morning.
I'm gonna replace the minigame with 2 checks
Okay.
because that seems
Ooh,
fair.
sure.
I'm gonna need a persuasion check to manage your workforce, and an intelligence check to manage the engineering.
Jesus.
Okay, who's the smartest one
What's
of us all?
Rekka is the smartest one.
Rekka, big brain.
Rekka, please brain it up here.
Who has intelligence at all?
Not me.
Not
Rekka.
me. I think it's Rekka. And you, maybe?
I have a 1.
Yeah, I have 0.
0.
Right, I will open Rekka's character sheet. So
What was the other one?
Start with the persuasion checks.
Who's gonna do that? Could we like help Nastia with persuasion, or what?
Probably
yeah.
Nastia or Riken, probably.
Like
Yeah,
Nastia
I
can
think
do, and then
I
Rukin
could-
can help.
Sure.
Yeah,
Persuasion?
we're doing the whole good manager, bad manager
Yeah.
thing.
We have a routine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll roll. Well, that's okay. So I have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Roll again.
Thank God, that's much better. What do I have? 12. 28.
28.
The
Yeah.
other
So
one was just 20.
28. Well, 28. Persuasion. I mean, you are rallying the troops. You're getting your employees very engaged, and I mean, you convince them to work way too much overtime. But they're working. But you also need to know how trains work, or at least you need to know how to get the people that know how trains work to get the trains working. So, I need an intelligence check as well. Should I roll for Rekka?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Is she just gonna straight roll, or are you gonna help her?
Is there another smart person in our party to help Rekka? Who's the second smartest
Nastia
person in
is
our
our
party?
Oh my
other.
God,
Nastia
me.
is
I have
yes,
a plus
yes.
1 in intelligence.
With a +1.
I'm doing
A
everything. in
plus
this-
1 is our second smartest? Damn,
Yeah.
we're all dumb.
Hey, the rest of us are average.
Yeah, we're all 0. I have an 11
Yeah,
intelligence.
0. I have 0.
Okay.
10.
Am I rolling then?
I think you're helping.
I think you're
Rekka.
Oh yeah, no,
helping
I'm
Rekka.
helping. Yes.
All right,
Good.
so we're gonna go with helping Rekka.
Oh come
Oh.
on, man.
Bruh.
Oh, and I mean, it's a straight intelligence check. It wasn't gonna get any better. That 5 is the best we could aspire to.
Does Shura have like guidance or something
Last
I
call.
don't think it's gonna say.
for a D4?
No, a
If we
D4,
could-
would- a D,
if
a
you-
D4
if-
would, a D4 wouldn't really change things.
Yeah.
What if I gave them a bardic inspiration with a D8?
That could help.
If you guys would like to
And the
combine,
guidance.
Yeah, if you do a D4 and a D.
yeah, if you guys would like to combine those two, last call. Let's go. I am
Okay.
really trying to get out of this fucking mini game.
Okay.
So are we rolling the die or are
Yeah.
you rolling?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys go ahead. I don't want to do it.
Roll
Bruh.
D8.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Son of a
That
bitch.
does not bode well.
Okay.
Okay.
Seven.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
How's a +8? Does it work?
19.
19?
19. You stay on top of it. And I mean, you are always right on the edge. I mean, of like having enough resources, having enough money. And I mean, you know, Griento. I mean, 6 months ago, this guy was broken, getting chased down by the mob.
We're not
So
being
it is a fucking miracle that he can keep this business alive. But he's doing it with your help. And
We're wasting so much money. We're being completely
This is why we're not.
inefficient about this.
This is why we're not
What's this?
managers. This is, you know.
This is on them for hiring us to do this. Who told you we
and
knew how to do this?
I suppose I need to make 2 checks of my own if we're just gonna replace the minigame.
Yes.
All right. You managed to get to the end of the rail line. Just very barely ahead of the other team. Like they're about a mile behind. So you just very narrowly make it. We have now skipped this entire fucking minigame.
Yay. Deserved.
And as you finish your 18 miles, you receive a sending from what's her name? You receive a sending from Zarkava Salet. One of the Bruce's right hand people. And you get word to come back. The summer court immediately. Let's take a bathroom break.
All right.
I'm back.
Hello. You know, I'm kind of sad that that one person on Twitter that was arguing with me stopped replying.
Aw.
Yeah, the argument ended when them saying, "Can you send me proof that boats were this fast?" And I was like, "Okay," and I googled something and I sent it to them. They never replied. Very big sad. But instead, I accidentally made Gacha fans mad. So there's there's a ton of people in my mentions arguing about that. So
Oh no.
Wait, how'd you make them mad?
I made like an offhand tweet about Withering Waves, and I was like saying that yeah, their fans are like
Oh, like
kind
the
of
female
toxic
fan
to women.
base.
I was like,
thing?
yeah, they're kind of toxic to women, and then and that made a lot of people mad apparently. So they're like arguing in my mentions about that. I was like, oh, I didn't really want to make them mad, but whatever.
Can you remove me from this conversation, please? Yeah, argument
Yeah.
amongst yourselves.
Yeah. I'm like, ooh, some people were being like really, really bad in my comments. They're like, it's the gays. I'm like, oh, please remove me from this. So this is much less fun of an argument than that one guy about boats. So
You know, at least that one guy was mostly just stupid.
yeah, this is this time it's arguments where I'm just like, oh, I do not want to be arguing with Gacha fans. I'm just mainly waiting it out until they stop replying to me and calling me slurs and stuff.
This is why I don't interact with any Gacha fan bases.
Yeah, I
just
didn't think that they
retweet
would
art.
find my random tweet, but now I know. This is like when BTS fans were yelling at me years ago.
They've yelled at everybody.
Yes. I guess it was my bad for criticizing BTS at that time, and now I know to never criticize BTS online.
You know, you never know when you're gonna catch something. Remember when when Dreamcatcher fans got mad at David for
Oh,
saying they're not wrong? I'm not wrong.
like I know that, but it was just incredible.
Dreamcatcher
Like,
mad.
you're a fan of the fucking group.
Yeah. Dreamcatcher fans mad at person the person that I know is the biggest Dreamcatcher fan.
I responded to a couple people. I was like, I'm a fan of the group, and they're like, you should do better. The fuck do you mean?
Do
Amazing.
better.
What do you mean you aren't streaming 24/7 and
I'm
backing them up?
sorry, I have a
Twitter?
life. I'm too busy paying for their concert tickets.
But then if you say that, they call you old.
Yeah, then they're like, get a job.
You should be
because
doing
apparently you can't
taxes.
Work and be on Twitter at the same time. Apparently, you just have to be 24/7 doing your taxes as an adult.
Never having kids.
Meanwhile, the Gacha fans are like, it's because you're a woman. Like, thanks, guys. Thanks. I'm feeling so welcomed here.
In conclusion, Twitter was a mistake.
It was.
It was.
Just retweet stuff. Don't post. Or if you ever post, maybe you can like censor everything. Don't say any gacha name online or K-pop group or anything.
Hopefully. All right. So you guys teleport back to the summer court, and when you get back, Bruce Shantis is there with everyone's there. He's got his advisors. Laya and her party are there, and Shantis says, "I'm glad to see everyone is back. We've completed the challenges. Tinker Oddcog will be ready to speak with the winner of this challenge within an hour. But first, let us all have dinner. Let us celebrate."
Yay.
You're brought down to a banquet hall, and it is a truly tremendous feat. All the meats you could want. There's some vegetables in there too, if you're into that.
What kind of vegetables? Like parsley or actual vegetables?
There's some like spinach. There's some asparagus.
Okay, so
Potatoes.
actual vegetables.
Yeah. All the vegetables that you could want, including the ones that you don't want.
Perfect. All for your vegetable organs.
Yes, the fabled vegetable organ.
Hey, those are a real thing.
Sure they are.
So you guys are all enjoying the feast. Could you all make a round of insight checks?
He's
Okay.
trying to poison us.
You're jumping to conclusions here.
I got poisoned.
Feeling a little
Eyeballs.
bit poisoned.
Oh,
Wow,
227s? Okay.
Let's go.
What were you? Oh, inside. I rolled
For a
well. Do I have
total of
insight?
54.
How insightful is Nastia? Okay,
Wow,
apparently you guys.
20.
Now, apparently Rukin is the only one who's just too busy eating.
I don't have eyes, but I have expertise.
Okay. Let's see. We got an 8, a 27, a 27, and a 23. So everyone, aside from Rugen.
Of course.
It'd be like that.
The food's delicious. It's fucking delicious. Some of the best food you've ever had. And I mean, for Sacred, you haven't been home in a while. It's not quite home cooking, but it hits.
It's better than what they have in First.
Yeah. But three of you that made the check there, you notice, despite what you might have seen earlier, Kenna doesn't seem all that interested in her food. She's like picking at it, but the last time you saw her, she was wolfing everything down, like just constantly just putting it down.
So we don't see any food like actually go into her.
She's kind of just like picking at it, like she'll stick a nibble here and there, but she doesn't seem very interested in it. Make of that what you will. And then, so unless you have anything to do with that, the banquet will proceed, and it is a nice, quiet banquet. Nothing else happens. And towards the end of the banquet, Shantis, he rises and he says, "I will stick no further claim to Tinker Oddcock. The winning team can do as they wish." I will give you one final warning. I will not tolerate any violence here in my court. The decision we make is final. Is that understood? Laya nods. Yes, sir. He turns to you.
Of course. No violence.
Then we shall cast the 3 remaining votes. As it stands, the team from Reserve has won 2 votes. He turns to Zakava. Zakava, she says, "I cast my vote for Liazer." Kenna says, "For our friends from Reserve, and finally, Shantis. Well, it appears I've been outvoted. My vote would have been for Liazer, but the Reserve congregation has already won the majority." If you could just give us a moment, Tinker will be ready in just a short while. And you guys enjoy the rest of the banquet, knowing that you have won the right to speak to Tinker Oddcog.
Yeah.
Hooray.
So you guys finish your meal again. Delicious.
And Kenna still doesn't eat anything for all of it.
Yeah, she kind of just picks at it.
Hmm.
Does it seem like she's like actually there? Does it seem like it's like an illusion or something? Or
She seems to be very physically there. Yes.
okay.
Very physically there. It's a little sus.
Too physically there.
Yeah, like she is like superimposed in your eyeballs so hard that it's like does not look real.
She looks Photoshop in.
I mean, hey, how about this? This is a check that only one of you can make.
Okay.
Nastia.
Okay.
Could you make either an Arcana or a Survival check?
Oh Jesus, I don't think I'm good at either of those. Let me check. Arcana, probably I have a 1, I think. Okay. Yes. 1 or 0. Okay. Arcana. Sure. Let's do the warlock thing. Okay. Ooh. That's gonna be a 7.
Is that the better of those 2 rolls?
I mean, the other one is a 6.
In that case, you don't pick up on anything.
Oh.
Great.
Hey, that's a check only she can make?
Yeah.
Unless I have like advantage for whatever reason.
That is a check only she can make, and
I
because
will
I
never
said,
know.
I think you'll know sooner or later.
Can I ask my invisible familiar for help?
No. I think it's final.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So you guys finish up the meal, and then the Shantis, Bruce Shantis, he rises from his seat. And he he says, "Please follow me upstairs. Oddcog is ready to meet you."
We go upstairs.
You head upstairs. Lia's party is left behind downstairs, and you are guided into a smaller chamber. And inside you find a rather jittery, short-haired gnome man. He's kind of just bouncing all around the place. And Shanta says, "Friends, this is Tinker Oddcog." And Tinker, he steps forward. "Well, it's good to see all of you again. No, the last time I guess you didn't really see me last time. I was in the walls. But it's good to see you."
Yes, we heard you last time.
Yes. Yes. I'm not great with people. I don't really like people, to be honest. But here we all are, right?
Yes, here we are.
Then Santos turns to Zarkava. He says, and then he looks back at you and he says, I'll grant you a teleport to your destination of choice. And he says to Zarkava, prepare the teleportation circle. And then she leaves. And Oddcock says, well, the producer here said you wanted to talk about something.
Yeah. What did we want from him? So we wanted to learn anything about the Obscurati and the Colossus, and then like recruit him if we could, right?
And then Bruce Shantis is like, I'll just step outside for a moment. I'll just be right outside. Let you guys have your little conversation here. He steps outside.
So it's just us and Oddcog in the room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was that noise?
I was missing. Mm-hmm.
Sus.
Okay.
Nothing to be sus about.
Who wants to talk to him?
I don't remember what we were trying to ask him at this point.
Yeah, so we wanted information on the Colossus, the Obscurati, and could like give him a job offer / recruit him for Reserve.
So, do we just say, what do you know about the Obscurati? Tell us everything you know.
We should probably ask him about the Colossus first, and then we...
Yeah, lead with that, and then...
Yeah.
Alright. So, Tinker Oddcog, can you tell us anything about the Colossus?
You're here to ask about Born. Born's a very good boy. The very best of them. Best thing we ever made. And that's all well and good, but I can't really tell you anything about that.
Like, because you don't know, or because you don't want to?
I just really don't have a choice in the matter.
Someone's preventing you from doing so?
You could say that.
Like a chaos or what? Do chaoses exist in this universe, right? I'm pretty sure they do. That's a spell, right?
Oh,
Oh, they didn't pull one of those on me, so they did. They hit my colleague with one of those. Grappa got him real good.
Oh yeah, I forgot Grandpa.
Yeah.
Didn't get me though. I was ready.
So you just don't want to, or
I ain't trying to get killed out here.
you
Foxy, you're
won't get
listening?
killed. That's what we're here for.
You know, you say all these pretty words, and maybe you're not wrong, but if you're wrong, I die, and I don't want to die.
What if we just don't tell people that you said anything?
You know, maybe you could make all of this work out, but maybe you can't. Maybe you're wrong. And I'm too young to die.
Okay.
I'm only 50 years old.
Oh,
Only.
what race is Tigrenica again?
He's a gnome.
How
Oh.
old? Wait, don't.
Yeah, that's
gnomes have a
that's
short
really
lifespan?
gnomes live for like hundreds of years, I think.
Oh,
These are
never mind.
200 years. So
He
he's like,
is very,
he's like-
very young.
he's certainly an adult.
Why was I imagining him to be like super old?
It's his vibe. His
Yeah.
vibe's like
Yeah.
crazy old man vibe.
And he's just like, hey, look, I see what you're saying, and I think you're trying to do something good here. Here's the thing. I don't care. Honestly, I think you're all kind of stupid.
Hey now.
No offense.
Well,
It's just you're dumb.
okay,
What
you
are we
can
doing
just
that's
say
dumb?
an offensive thing and then say no offense. That's not how it works.
Yeah,
That's
that's
totally how that works. You're all idiots, but that's your problem.
So what can we do to make ourselves not idiots?
Well, you mean you can't fix that.
Begin
Once you're an
again.
idiot, once you're an idiot, you're an idiot.
I'd like to think that we could fix it.
I mean, I'm sure you would like to think that, but you'd be wrong. I've worked with a lot of people. The stupid people are just stupid.
Possibly we could prove you wrong.
I don't know about that. And then he yelled up, "Hey, Bruce, could you come back in here? I don't like these people." Bruce Shantis comes back in, and he says, "What is it?" And Tinker says, "You know what? These guys are idiots. I think they mean well, but they're stupid. And those other folks you got downstairs, I think they're stupid too. I don't even know who they are, but they're stupid too. Fuck them. I ain't doing it. I ain't going with any of them. What about it? Not doing it. Don't care." And then he looks back at you and he says, "You should probably all leave. Like right
Why
now."
is that?
still have so
He
much
reaches
to
into-
ask you about.
He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a pocket watch. And he says, "I really think you should leave. Maybe in the next 16 seconds.
Can you tell us in 15 seconds why before?
1,
We move towards the door.
2,
Can
Yeah, I
you
think
say
I'm gonna-
why as we're
I'm
moving
gonna
towards the door?
push the Bruce out the door, I think.
you start doing that. 4, 5,
Yeah, we
6,
run out with the Bruce.
7,
I run out with the Bruce.
8, 9, Could y'all make perception checks?
All right.
Eyeballs.
Rukin has been rolling so bad.
Oh my god. This isn't even bad, but
It's fine,
I
you'll
have
roll well
nothing
in
to add to
combat.
it.
It's okay. We
Eyeballs.
have the other two here.
31.
We have the other two here to save us.
Yeah.
All right. This starts at the 5, 27, 12, 31. All right. The 27 and the 31. So that is Shura and Sigrid. You hear faintly and growing louder a whistling sound coming ever closer. Takes you a moment to realize what it is. Kinda sounds like an incoming artillery shell.
Okay.
I guess Sigurd just yells like, "Get down!" and just tries to push people.
Get down, Mr. President.
And as this happens, a bunch of guards kick down the doors, and they enter the room, including Kenna.
It's a coup.
Kenna rushes forward, knocks Bruce Shantas down to the ground, and draws her sword, ready to strike. Oddcog, he pokes his chest with an audible click, and a hatch opens on his fucking chest.
He is Iron Man?
And you look inside. It is just a hollow metal cavity. And he reaches inside, and he pulls out a stereotypical cartoon bomb, fuse and all. Like the black bomb with the fuse.
Okay.
And he says, "I'm really sorry about all this." And then he lights the fuse.
Wow.
Can we unlight the fuse?
Okay.
You can next session.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Who has produced water? Sure.
Create and destroy
produce
water.
water on it. Yeah.
I sure hope you have it prepared.
Of course, Shura does. Shura's the water doctor.
I have art.
He is Iron Man.
Black bomb.
Nice goblins. 10 out of 10.
So is this guy not a? Is he like an automaton or something?
Well, we now have questions, so I guess we'll see.
And we won't have answers.
This is Oddcock.
This is Oddcog.
This does not look like a gnome. This looks
It's
like
a gnome. Deal with it.
This does just look like a
Sure.
human man.
It just
It's
looks
gnome,
like a
deal
guy.
with it.
This is definitely not what I imagined him to look like, but sure.
Yeah.
I thought like crazy mad scientist, like white hair.
Heimerdinger.
Nope. This is your boy.
Oh my god, Heimerdinger.
Younger.
Some
Oh
dude.
god. Young Heimerdinger.
Oh, young. Oh god.
His young cousin.
That's your boy.
That is not our boy.
I mean, considering he is trying to blow you up right now. No, he's not really your boy. But we will see how that goes. What is the calendar? I know Jeb has some days off soon.
I think next week.
Yeah,
if
I
everyone is
updated the
there.
Google Calendar with everything, but next week, yeah, 24th. It looks like everyone's there.
Okay,
Me,
give me a second. I just pulled up the calendar. Okay, this is 5/7. Okay, so
Yeah, I'm unavailable for like most of June and July.
I think we'll probably get to your big moment at the latest on the 31st.
Okay.
I think for me,
which is again totally not Pemberton.
Definitely not.
totally.
Yeah.
Totally
because
not the dragon, Pemberton.
He's not a dragon. He's a Missouri industrialist.
Okay.
I think for me, I might be unavailable for like 2 to 3 weeks in June, but I will know by the end of next week.
I think we'll probably have enough people to. I think this adventure is going to take another maybe 3 sessions, and
Mhm.
then after we finish the session, after we finish this adventure, we'll probably have to take a break until everyone's available.
Okay, yeah, because I'll know by the end of the week when I will have to move and how I will move. So I might be driving, so I might be gone for like 2 or 3 weeks, but we'll see. I will let you guys know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that.
Alrighty. Good session. We got
session.
rid of minigame.
We got rid of the
Yes.
minigame.
Of minigame we all hate.
Honestly, if we had played the minigame, we would have spent the rest of the session staring at a spreadsheet.
I don't
Yeah, I feel
think
like
we
it
would have
been a
finished,
few
honestly.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is also true. I don't know. I mean, I think it just makes the game stop.
Yeah.
And
Like
you
I,
have
I,
to-
I
you
appreciate
like-
they try to like mix things up and throw in mini games here and there, but
Yeah, it
not
seems
all
like
of
they're
them.
trying to introduce different things like every other adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and a lot of them,
Just for
and a
the
lot
sake
them
of doing
definitely-
stuff.
And a lot of them definitely seem like they would work better at an
in
actual table.
person. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
That
But
too.
it's fine. I mean, I guess there's always like you see some of these mechanics, and we can be like, okay, so this works, this doesn't. We like this. We don't like this other thing.
Yeah, when are we gonna play in person? So we can do these mini games.
No time soon.
When we're all
I will not
retired.
suggest you come visit.
We're
I will
planning
not
on it.
suggest you to come visit right now.
I would not suggest that anyone come to the US either.
Good point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
yeah,
several of us
things
are already.
not great here.
Yeah. So no
It's
time
fine.
soon.
Yeah.
We all go to Mexico.
No, well, I
No.
mean, right now in my state, no, do not. You
We
don't
all go
want
to
that.
Canada.
That is the
Yeah,
only
that seems
solution.
more doable.
Right,
We all
guys.
just go to Canada and then don't leave Canada.
We're just gonna
That's the
finish
solution to
in
everything.
like a year and a half. We're just gonna finish the campaign in Canada.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, sounds like a
Seems
plan.
perfect to me. All right.
All right.
All right.
I'm
Good night,
probably
guys.
Playing.
crash
Thanks for
Good night.
DMing.
So,
Whatever.
good night.
Thanks.
Good game.
Don't drink the
Running.
bathwater.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I got the message. Yes.
Public announcement: do not drink bathwater,
No matter how gamer girl it is. Don't.
even if it's an e-girl's bathwater.
Yeah.
Yeah, do not.
All right.
Don't fall
Especially not.
for a scam.
All
You'll get
Okay.
right.
parasites and die. That is
Thanks for
all.
playing and DMing and
Night.
whatever. All right. Good night.